All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Lots to get to in this final segment of today's Steve Malzberg show. I want to point out something to you. This is a Breitbart story. Let's put it up. And this is very, very scary. This should be a warning, and keep it up there. This should be a warning to us all. London mayor, the first Muslim mayor of London, to set up police online hate crime hub in partnership with social media firms. All right. Now, why is that so important? Because, ladies and gentlemen, there's hate crime speech. Some speech in Europe and in Great Britain is considered, and in Canada, is considered hate crime. That's right, and that's what I've been saying. If Hillary gets the Supreme Court, you and I will not be able to have many of the conversations that we have been having, especially me, on air, because it will be considered hate speech, and I will be fined or go to jail. And it's not just me. It's anybody who talks about radical Islam. And that's what this character, the London mayor, is talking about. They've already subjected over 1,000 people to this hate speech rule, and now they're going to have police search social media for Twitter trolls looking for hate speech. If that's the future you want for the United States of America and your children and yourself and me, then you stay home or you vote Hillary. Everybody talks about the Second Amendment. I say yes, but focus on the First Amendment as well, because it's doomed as we know it under Hillary Clinton's Supreme Court. Mark my words while I still have them to speak. Now, Bill Clinton was at it the other day, ladies and gentlemen. Did you miss it? The guy who called Barack Obama his story is the biggest fantasy I ever heard. Remember that one? In '08? Well, now he's going after, well, just watch.
First of all, with the FBI director, the FBI director said, when he testified before Congress, he had to amend his previous day's statement that she had never received any emails marked classified. They saw two little notes with a C on it. This is the biggest load of bull I ever heard, that were about telephone calls that she needed to make. And the State Department typically puts a little C on it to discourage people from discussing it in public in the event the Secretary of State, whoever it is, doesn't make a telephone call. Does that sound threatening to the national security to you?
You're the biggest bunch of bull I ever heard, Mr. Clinton. This is ridiculous. And Hillary started this line of bull, and it's now been picked up as a line of bull by the former president, and it is a line of bull. But only the line of bull is not that Hillary has compromised our national security. The line of bull is what you just heard come from Bill Clinton's mouth, because the FBI director did not have to change his testimony from what he said on that day in front of America and then when he testified in front of Congress. He still said in front of Congress she saw classified information sent and received. Watch.
Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails, either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true.
Secretary Clinton said I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Really? Doesn't sound like what Bill Clinton just told us is quite accurate. Watch.
First of all, with the FBI director, the FBI director said, when he testified before Congress, he had to amend his previous day's statement that she had never received any emails marked classified.
Liar. Bull. Maybe to use Bill Clinton's words, that's the biggest bunch of bull I ever heard. Because he's lying. You just heard the FBI director say she did receive and send classified information. So how did he revise what he said? He didn't revise anything. They make things up. And the media, don't touch it, baby. Don't touch it. Sit back and in the words of who was it on CNN? Of course, now I'm going to draw a blank. You know, the one who didn't like Carol Costello. Just sit back and enjoy this.
I did not email any classified material to anyone. There is no classified material.
110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
I provided all my emails that could possibly be work-related.
Several thousand work-related emails that were not among the group of 30,000 emails returned by Secretary Clinton.
I thought using one device would be simpler.
She also used numerous mobile devices to send and to read email.
There were no security breaches.
It is possible that hostile actors gained access to Secretary Clinton's personal email account.
It was my practice to communicate with State Department and other government officials on their .gov accounts.
That hostile actors gained access to the private commercial email accounts of people with whom Secretary Clinton was in regular contact from her personal account.
No doubt that we've done exactly what we should have done.
They were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information.
They lie like they breathe. And ladies and gentlemen, the problem, as we documented earlier in the show, is that Hillary said these same things basically in front of Congress and perjured herself, in my opinion, okay? And in the opinion of two congressional committee chairmen. And how they're going to get out of this one, I don't know, but you could bet they will, which will be the biggest bunch of bull I ever heard. And Bill Clinton, by the way, the other day, he wouldn't stop talking. You know how they turn up the music as opposed to grabbing you with a cane and dragging you off the stage? They turned up the music to get him to shut up. Watch.
What happened to everybody else?
There's nothing sadder than a former insignificant president of the United States, who, by the way, was impeached and disbarred after paying over $800,000 to Paula Jones, who said that he exposed himself to her. Should we forget that? That's a matter of record. That's been adjudicated. That's not just an accusation. He settled that and was disbarred as a result. He lied under oath before a federal grand jury. Anybody remember that? Anybody care? Anybody care? News media, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post. Anybody care that Hillary's biggest supporter is a disbarred attorney who had to settle a case where he exposed himself? Anybody care? Please, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to end on a very sad note tonight. You know, the McLaughlin Group has been a mainstay in weekend television for me and millions of others for decades. And John McLaughlin, political commentator, creator of the McLaughlin Group, has passed away. He died today at his home in Virginia. He was 89 years old. Now, his death comes less than 2 days after he missed the first episode of his show in 34 years. This was this past Sunday. On Sunday, his show opened, and there was a note from McLaughlin offering his support and explaining his absence. He said, "Dear friends of the McLaughlin Group, Dr. McLaughlin here. As the panel's recent absence attests, I am under the weather. The final issue of this episode has my voice, but please forgive me for its weaker than usual quality. Yet my spirit is strong, and my dedication to this show remains absolute." And just a few days later today, Tuesday, at the age of 89, the great John McLaughlin passes away. He will be missed. Thanks for watching, everybody. Another big show tomorrow, including John Sununu. JD's next.